Good day, everybody. It is time for some more Ori action. 5 matches lined up today, and we are starting off with Slurp Squad, formed by Galaxy and Moose, up against Infinity Death Gauntlet. That's going to be Dr. Tuin and Jay Halcyon. Talking you through this one, I'm Sigma, and I'm joined by Oosh. How's it going?
Hi, Sigma. I'm really excited for this one. I think it could be a close one. They're pretty evenly matched skill-wise. Who do you agree?
Yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty interesting. Both these teams are 0-1 in the Swiss after the first week, but notably, Dr. Tuin and Jay Halcyon, they played Dedu and F. Dedu and F are now 2-0, and that match was extremely close. It actually came down in the end to F doing a grenade jump, and without that grenade jump, the average time would have favored Infinity Death Gauntlet, but because they found like that one more skill, I think it was climb that let them do it. They were able to cut some time off and take the win. Moose and Galaxy, I don't think their match was quite as close. They were up against Bulligan and Fant, I believe, but still they put on a good show. And Moose nearly managed to take out Ronnie in the singles, which is pretty crazy too. So yeah, there's a lot to look for in this match.
For sure. I think we only have one seasoned speedrunner, who is Halcyon, or Halcyon, but I don't think it's going to come down to direct speedrunning skills, but more the communication in twos and the routing.
Yeah, exactly as you say. Like Moose and Galaxy, haven't done any runs of any category other than Rando in this game. They picked it up just for the tournament. I think they have 2 weeks of experience each, and Dr. Tuin is in a similar state, I believe. He's roommates with Jay Halcyon, so they're playing in the same room as each other. We'll see how that helps them communicate. But we've got, as you might expect, the Keystone Star, the most common first item to get.
And if we see a Keystone first, where does that usually lead us in, Sigma?
Almost always we'll be heading over to the wall jump area in left glades. I'm a huge fan of getting the single keystone and then actually not finding a second keystone and having to turn around and go to Blackroot. I think that's just really funny, but it's not going to happen this time because we already have 2 keystones in our first 2 randomized pickups. All of our runners will now be grabbing sign, we'll do a return to start command, and then everybody's going to run off to the left.
Yeah, and sign is a hard-coded pickup. Since that's the primary way of clearing out brambles, and without that, it would be a very static randomizer. Without having that hard-coded pickup, because you'd always have to get either an attacking ability or something to get further. But yeah, they're moving here over to the left side where there is 2 pickups, free potentially. And
Yeah, as you say, 3 potentially. Most likely at least one player from each team is going to swim down into the bottom of this pool and check what's underwater there. And that's not something that's required of them in the standard logic set, but it's really good knowledge to have, so pretty much everybody does it. Now we see Dr. Tuin is down to 2 health, so you actually can't make the swim. So Halcyon is getting down there, gets the information, it's just 81 experience, so Tuin probably won't care about that. It's just going to carry on to left glades. We see Moose and Galaxy also moving through that door now.
He did go down for it, however, to check it as well.
Oh, and Charge Flame just showed up for Moose. I believe that was on the 4th health cell. So he'll be checking this one pickup that Charge Flame unlocks, which is just an ability cell. And actually really good communication for Moose and Galaxy right away. They're already able to split. Moose went to the right and checked that cell, and Galaxy was a little bit behind earlier, so was able to get the knowledge that it was useless before having to start moving that way.
Yeah, and that's really the power of twos, that you can communicate and save each other the time of going to pickups that are not worth it.
Yeah. Now, we do see people all doubling up. This just makes sense. You kind of need more resources at this time, and getting your mapstone progression in early is important, so everybody's going to go to the mapstone. They just find keystones over there, so there's 2 pickups left that can be anything useful, and when you don't have wall jump here, you can see Galaxy kind of just hesitate a little bit before jumping over that gap. Because if you get knocked down by that slime, you actually can't make it back up, and it's horrible. You have to go back from the start of the game.
Yeah, and it could be very time consuming if it contains something useful over in the left side there.
So all eyes on Moose in the bottom right. He's going to be the first. Or yeah, Moose will be just barely the first to the wall jump tree. Dr. Tuin, everybody's very close behind, and this is going to open something up. It'll either be wall jump, or maybe a teleporter, or
And we get climb.
climb.
And climb seats are notoriously frustrating because it doesn't allow you to jump off walls in the same way. So there's still some pickups that are not available that you'd usually get with wall jump.
Yeah, it just makes things way harder. The nice thing about climb is it's slightly faster than wall jumping, but you know, since you can't jump off walls, you kind of do this weird thing where you climb up and then release climb and kind of let yourself get carried by your upwards momentum to the other wall. You can see, you know, Galaxy and Tuin are going to be struggling with it here. This section is possible with just climb, but it's not easy, especially for Tuin, who's at 1 health. And nicely done avoiding those spikes there, so be able to do that. We see the split as well. Tuin and Galaxy will be checking out Spirit Caverns soon, whereas Moose and Hal are going to be in Blackroot, and Blackroot is horrible with climb as well.
Yeah, it requires some fine maneuvering, especially on these floating platforms, because you can't jump over on the left side of the wall and jump back. You kind of have to do a little wiggle down, but they manage it really well.
Yeah. The other thing to watch out for is going on these vertical platforms here. When you climb to the top of a wall, you kind of get this automatic vault over it, and it takes you further than the top of the platform. So you're seeing, you know, they're turning back. And actually, Moose is going to go back around. Hal's doing the same thing without having crossed the platform in the first place, because since you can't jump up walls, you can't as easily trick your way up to this experience orb where the intended path is this horrible long platform ride. So we're going to see them chilling out for a bit. So let's take a look at the left side of the screen, see if anything useful pops up in left glades.
They are gathering a few keystones. I think they have 3. So they don't have access to the left glades yet. Or do they have? Yeah, they have 2, so they have access and gain access to a bunch of pickups over here that are really quick to grab and could prove useful.
Yeah, they'll be hoping for, you know, wall jump or double jump, something like that to show up in here. There's one notorious pickup in this area, the top left location, which is possible with climb, but it's one of the worst climb pickups to pick up. So I would not be surprised to see them both just skip it. Because you either have to land yourself on a micro ledge or get a very, very good momentum carry from side to side. We'll see what they opt for. They'll get this one to the bottom right first, and Dr. Tuin's going to try for it. But wall jump is just down to the right. Oh my gosh, that makes it so much easier if you would just check that first.
Oh, he's going for it now. Perfect. That's going to be a relief to find that instead of having to do that glide over.
Seriously, holy smokes.
They get another map stone. Map stones are really interesting in this randomizer since they're progressive. So it doesn't matter where you pick them up, but or it doesn't matter where you put them into the map altars. It will always be the same pickup for map stone 1 or 2 and 3, and so forth.
Yeah, I think that aspect can be very interesting in doubles because, of course, you're trying to communicate where important skills or dungeon keys are with your partner. But Dr. Tuin actually took a kind of rough death there. He didn't have energy to save after the keystone door, so we'll have to grab wall jump in that map stone again. Still put Galaxy a little bit ahead in this exploration, but as we were saying about map stones, they're interesting in doubles because it's easy to communicate with your partner where really important stuff is, but you don't necessarily want them to go out of their way just to get map stones until you find out that like map stone 6 is something you need, and now it's like, oh gosh, where are all of those?
We have over here on the right side, we have Halcyon and Moose basically frame by frame, about to find out what's hiding in the dash tree, and they're doing a little smart abuse here of the. Ooh, and they actually find their first sunstone shard.
That's pretty good. So I don't think there was anything in Blackroot that would call their partners there right away, but they'll keep that information about the Sunstone Shard. I'd expect Dr. Toon and Galaxy to just keep exploring over the top of the Spirit Tree towards the Grove area. They could also maybe take a dip into Valley entrance and check a few pickups there, but we'll see if they opt for that. So Moose and Halcyon still just keystones and stuff, and Moose is just going to toss that keystone aside. They got so many keystones. He's going to say, no, I don't need it. He'll be thorough, check the rest of Blackroot. And then our right side runners might get forced into following the left side for quite a bit because there is nothing open for them except for just going into Spirit Caverns, I think.
Yeah. Tuin's still struggling a little bit with the right side here, but hopefully it proves useful. Yeah, a grenade. Definitely worth the investment.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He's immediately going to use a grenade to try to break this plant. I think that one hit the plant and bounced off. Grabs a health cell, not essential, but very nice to have. And we'll be skipping the pickup on the tree. The tree pickup is accessible with these skills, but it's just completely terrible to go all the way around and get it. It's lots of enemies that will kind of two-shot you, and yeah, it's nasty.
It's a very serious investment without ever really knowing what for sure is up there.
Galaxy found a Gumon Seal Shard in the Spider Sack area health cell and decided to just die and leave it behind. They're not usually useful, and then another shard, Water Vein, far more useful down on the energy cell. So both teams will find that pretty soon. Basically, we have, Moose and Halcyon are tied. Galaxy has a lead on it, the Grove exploration, but Dr. Tuin picked up Grenade, which is pretty good pickup. You'll definitely see Hull get that when he moves that way. So if there's anything grenade locked along this path, then that'll be a big advantage for Infinity Death Gauntlet.
Yeah, and as we talked about before the race started as well, grenade can be a very powerful skill, not only because it saves you energy, but also because it unlocks grenade jumps. And they're only one skill away from this at this point.
Yeah, if they find a bash as well, that'll pair very well with grenade. It'll be good mobility for Galaxy and Moose, but with grenade, you can do much more. Now, maybe given the state they're in, I wouldn't be surprised to see Moose do the Valley entrance check and find that. So I don't imagine it will burn them too much because Galaxy hasn't really found anything earth-shattering on this Grove exploration. Just that Water Vein shard, which is not a big deal.
It looks like Moose is heading back into Spirit Caverns and checking it. I can't remember if they found anything major there, but resources, and especially in the seed, which is slightly starved, it's definitely nice to pick up an energy cell or an health cell.
Yeah, I think the only it's probably just keystones because the right side players, they have to open the Spirit Cavern's doors. So they need to at least get enough keystones for all of that. There's just no other path here, and
Sorrow teleporter coming out from the Horrorfield's health cell.
oh, that's really interesting. That's a pretty big time investment to pick that up. So some teams might skip it, but it definitely will save time having that Sorrow teleporter. Not useful right now, but very useful later.
It unlocks the left side of the map and gives very convenient access to one of the skill trees.
Yeah, okay. So Moose has checked all the way down through the wall jump area. Hal, in the meantime, check the Charge Flame tree out. Except Moose is going to go through Spirit Caverns and then also check the Charge Flame tree. We'll see if Hal drops down to the wall jump area or not. He has 4 keystones already after already having opened that door, so probably doesn't need to go back down there for anything. I think Tuin opened this grenade door, but actually can't get to it because you need double jump or bash or something to help you out to get up there, but yeah, it's just gonna have to turn around and keep going. Moose grabs that wall jump. I think Galaxy is really the player to watch bottom left here because now going over the Ginso tree, we're gonna get our new checks where everybody else is just following her.
New territory. And I feel like going towards Grotto through Swamp seems like the right play here. You can pick up a lot of stuff on the way, and it gives access to an entirely new area with a lot of pickups. Especially with Charge Flame, since you can open plants. And another Water Vein shard. for Toon.
Yeah, I think that was their first one. I believe that's the first one that Galaxy found as well. More map stones and stuff. In the meantime, over in the swamp loop, Moose is watching the Spirit Tree cutscene. I think the interesting thing to watch right now is if Moose is going to head directly right or check Valley Entrance, and he is going to check Valley Entrance. So that's good for them because missing that grenade could be painful. Like there's a grenade pickup that Galaxy just had to skip to the right of Ginso here, and Moose will be able to get that on the loop over because it seems like we're forced into the casual route of the game in this rando. We just have to follow all of this through to, you know, the the double jump tree eventually, maybe.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, just it takes one skill to break this this casual formula. And another Sunstone Shard for Galaxy down in the left corner. No, it was Swarm Returned. They have the same color.
Galaxy finds a second Gumon Seal shard, also leaves it behind. They don't care for the Gumon Seal. It's usually not somewhere you need to go, so at most they'll just remember where it was.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a little risky, as it could it could always turn into going to Forlorn, but it's not something you want to play around having to go into Forlorn because it is quite a slow place to go to.
Yeah. Oh, of interest to note, Moose is going for this pickup on the tree that Galaxy skipped. So I kind of like this, you know, Galaxy trying to find if there's anything convincing to say, okay, we should skip this stuff and keep going. And Moose, now that they've found it's nothing, is going to be more thorough. It's just an ability cell, but that's good knowledge for them to have. I also want to note that Dr. Toon did pick up that Sorrow teleporter that Galaxy found, so you'd expect both Hal and Moose to grab that on their way over. Or, you know, maybe you leave it until you have, you know, more skills to do it faster, because it's not like you're going to use it right away or anything like that.
It's still quite close with only Galaxy having the little bit of lead being further ahead in the exploration. But so far they've checked mostly the same things and they've been very methodical, not leaving a lot of stuff behind.
Yeah, I believe Moose and Galaxy have completely cleared everything along this arc. And Galaxy, once getting to the Grotto teleporter, is immediately going to go back for Grenade. This is a good decision. Even if there's no grenade-gated stuff in Grotto, being able to kill the plants for free with Grenade rather than needing to get energy for Charge Flame is really nice. So we'll grab that and then probably go back to the teleporter and go back to Grotto.
And killing the frog here in the valley entrance could prove problematic if they never find anything to stomp with. But they also have the Sorrow teleporter, so
yeah,
it's not entirely necessary.
Also, the good news is that frog, he doesn't have the fastest respawn, but unlike the Blackroot one, he does respawn. So
Oh, he actually
he'll be back
respawns.
later.
Wow, you learn something every day, Sigma.
It's the weird enemy rules of Ori, right? Now, I want to just point out a funny thing. I mean, we're not going to see it here. Most people wouldn't go for it at all, but in this race, doing the iceless jump to access Moon Grotto earlier would have actually been a pretty good play because it gets you denser pickups faster without having to go past Ginso, but jump is way too hard, and you really want to leave those swamp pickups behind before you know.
Definitely.
Really.
It's only really a small amount of people that can pull that jump off, so I can totally understand not going for it. It's so crazy hard.
Yeah. Oh boy, Galaxy's taking a fall into the water here. Has one instance of health regen to stay alive and level up to get that health back. That's pretty nice there.
That's a really good thing about the health regen, as it acts as an extra health and allows you to take a little extra damage.
Yeah, and with that level up, we'll also be able to check this swimming pickup, its ability cell, which is probably worth keeping at this point. Be able to get some health back through saves and whatnot. Some of these things dropping stuff, and Galaxy now has cleared the Death Gauntlet. I think I have to. Oh boy, there's Stomp at the end of the Death Gauntlet on the energy cell, so that's a pretty good thing to have.
Definitely opens up a few things. Most notably, it makes it actually gives them access to charge jump, I believe, if they find Bash.
Yeah, right now the spikes would just murder them. If they have some way of, you know, staying above
traversing.
them, then they're good. But as you say, yeah, exactly. Bash will do it.
I always find it interesting in doubles how the teams decide to split up in Grotto, because there are definitely there's a lot of small side paths you can take, as we see Galaxy is doing the glide vault here, and it's a very time-consuming pickup, but it is in logic, so it's just getting it out of the way before Moose arrives.
Yeah, Galaxy has a pretty big lead on everyone, pretty much, because of not having to have done Valley entry initially. They did teleport back for it, but really Galaxy hasn't had any deaths. I guess the big difference is Tuin did take that death in Valley entry, and that's kind of why Galaxy is leading here. So they get to the top and just find some experience up there, so it's something Moose won't have to do. Moose is checking this grenade pickup, which is just a keystone. I guess Dr. Tuin has already managed to do that. I think one difference to note is back in the Spider Sack area, Hal was actually able to time a level up on the 4 energy door and found that it was just a health cell. But that's knowledge that they have, whereas Moose and Galaxy might have to think about that location for later.
Definitely. And we see all the players converging here on Grotto very soon, with only Hal a little bit further back. So I could imagine something would happen very soon. As there's as mentioned earlier, there's a lot of pickups down here, especially plants, and none of them have 4 energy. So there's the 2 pickups at the bottom that are potentially gonna be left unchecked unless they find another energy cell.
Yeah, and there's got to be something here soon because they did find Stomp in the Death Gauntlet. That doesn't actually open any new locations for them right now. If they had Dash, it would give some play in Lower Blackroot, or Bash then would open up the rest of the map pretty much. But Galaxy finds a fairly timely energy cell on left Grotto, so it actually is now up to 4, and will be able to do this vault area if they want to, and they're going for it. So should be pretty interesting to see what's down here. I'm not sure if Dr. Tuin and Hal will opt for left Grotto first or right Grotto first.
And yeah, up on the right corner, Hal finds the second water vein shard. So they're now a little bit further ahead in the shard finding. I don't know if they actually checked that plant or if they never found the one in Spider Sack. Team Slurp Squad.
Slurp Squad got the Spider Sack one for sure, but I think that plant was a grenade toss, which Galaxy couldn't do going by the first time because she didn't have grenade. And I don't know if Moose went for that throw because probably Galaxy was saying, yeah, there was nothing along the way. So, that one thing that she couldn't check just kind of can slip the mind. But maybe Moose did check it and we just missed it. We'll find out later.
Oh, yeah, here it is. They are both up to 2.
Okay.
Charts. And Moose doing the mini boss with not a lot of artillery to take care of it, but really cleverly using the grenades. That's a good way to speed up the process.
Yeah, the grenades hit for 6. You can reflect the shot with grenade explosions, but it's really hard. You pretty much have to time it to hit the body of the shark right as it shoots. Yeah, just spamming them can often be faster than aiming for that. But it's nice, like they're forced into the same area, but they're still able to split up because Galaxy was able to clear out the left side. Moose was able to check that. We'll see Hal going into the Death Gauntlet just for Stomp, since Tuin did the rest of it and found nothing useful. And now Tuin will be doing left side Grotto. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hal drop to the right potentially here.
Yeah, they're definitely playing Grotto really cleverly, splitting up the little side paths that are along the way. So if I'm not mistaken, we should see some progression very soon because the amount of available pickups within Logic are fast running out.
Yeah, we might be down to... I want to say it's just the double jump tree. I feel like everybody has cleared everything, pretty much, with the exception of maybe it's a mapstone, but I think they're at all the mapstones they can.
Yeah, there's
3 accessible right now, and they did just put in the Grotto one for Infinity Death Gauntlet. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams did that. And
Bash is at the double jump tree. So now there's a lot of stuff open all of a sudden. They can choose to break the logic and go to the Sorrow teleporter. And where else can they choose to go?
Well, Grotto is a good place to kind of stay now because you can use Bash to access more pickups. There's like a couple on the left side that would normally require double jump to get. There's pickups to the right of spawn that one in the sky. There's all the grenade doors now. Like Galaxy is now going to be checking this grenade door next to spawn. There's a couple double jump pickups and glades. There's just basically all these holes that get left behind when you move through the area with no double jump, no bash grenade, no charge jump, and now they're all open. So gotta quickly decide how to split them up. Looks like Moose is gonna pick up Glide on the lower path towards Swamp. So Galaxy, after checking a couple glades pickups, finding nothing, will probably head right there. Glide makes things super easy, and now Sorrow is, I would say, quite appealing.
Yeah, definitely. Glide is one of those convenient abilities that it makes platforming a little bit easier, and it definitely just makes the left side so much more accessible.
Actually, looks like Galaxy is going to be going for that left side play, so doesn't go for Glide just yet. Oh, Moose is going to get that Water Vein shard, so they definitely, for sure, know about that second one now, having grabbed it with Charge Flame after a Bash Grenade. And Moose is going to be going to Swamp, getting some tree progress. Galaxy will be getting to Feather. I wouldn't be surprised to see Galaxy grab the Valley Teleporter and then get Glide before doing anything more on the left side, but they're going to be getting some tree progress as well as some new checks. And looks like Dr. Tuin and Hal are just a step behind right now, so we'll have to see where they go after grabbing this Bash pickup, how long it takes them to find Glide, and what their decision is now that they're able to access a lot more stuff.
And yeah, it looks like Moose is going to go for a logic break here and move his way into Swamp. I really like this play, actually. Because it gives him an ability to check a map stone, as he just did, or a map altar, which gave him another map stone. But yeah, it avoids some overlapping.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, you know, there's not too many pickups here that he can get to, especially with low health. You know, swimming, bashing fish around is not too feasible, but it's tree progress, so he's going to have to do it eventually anyways. And if there is something there, that Galaxy can just basically head there at any time, and it's just going to be good. So Galaxy is going up to the Valley Teleporter. Actually, interesting, just getting the Valley Teleporter directly without heading up and around. Might go back for... Oh, no, just getting the Teleporter and then heading back up. Interesting route. Okay, cool. Moose grabs the Stomp Tree. Doesn't look like anything too important there. Hal is in the area of Glide, and looks like Tuin is probably going to check some of these Glade spots now, I think.
Yeah, which makes sense to get them out of the way, and can do them on the way to a teleporter. It'll be interesting to see what their next play is here. Because if they suddenly pick up another Water Vein shard, it could mean that Ginsu is open, and they definitely have the skill set to traverse and check a lot of Ginsu.
Yeah, that's true. And there are so many left side pickups open. I would not be surprised for Water Vein shard to be open in one of them. With Glide, Sorrow, Misty, and all of Lower Valley are fair game right now. So,
Ooh, Galaxy taking a little bit of a death, which could become or turn in favor for Team Infinity Death Gauntlet here.
yeah, this area is hard with 3 health. Trying to get this Bird Stomp set up. Manages to get it that time. Thank you, Stomp iframes. It's a Mega Energy. Mega Health would have probably been better right there. Was able to save it.
Stash.
Oh, man. That was in that lower left grotto, wasn't it?
Yeah. That is definitely... It's going to help their mobility, and I don't think that Team Slurp Squad is going to head back to Grotto anytime soon, as they were pretty thorough going through it. So that could be a pretty valuable pickup to kind of close the gap here.
Yeah, that's true, because, I mean, we now see Moose also going to the left side here. Galaxy is having some trouble with it. I mean, without Glide and without Double Jump, this part is just really annoying, but She's up at the top now and will be able to just bash up and stomp over. And Dr. Toon is able to grab Glide as well on the way down, I think, just checking a few things before going to that dash pick up that Hellfound. So they'll be basically armed with dash and glide. They'll be able to, progress through Sorrow really well. And we'll see. Galaxy and Moose definitely have a bit of a kind of tree progress lead because they've done Stomp already and they're already both close to Glide. But that skill disadvantage of not having dash could be big.
Could definitely close the gap a little bit. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that both teams are so thorough because it just means that they keep finding the same things, even if there's a little bit of a timing difference to them. It's anyone's race still, and we're half an hour in.
Yeah, so Hal has completed his skill set, has dash and glide. Tuin, I'm sure he's gonna head down to get dash soon. Looks like he wants to check a couple more pickups first, but you don't. Okay, yeah, he just turned around.
Yeah, he turned around.
Let's go get dash.
Seems like Galaxy is heading back to the Grove area here.
Yeah, Galaxy didn't get glide yet, so I'm guessing that's what that is, and probably checking a couple pickups on the way down since they never had access to the Iceless pickup and the whatchamacallit, the 100 in the roof, and I do believe she also needs to grab that second water vein from Outer Swamp, so those are all good things for her to be doing in this area, and now we're going to see Hal doing that swamp check. Dr. Tuin is going to get dash, and then I would like to see Tuin go left side, I think. That's the play that Infinity Death Gauntlet needs to make here.
Definitely. And Moose beautifully using the bash grenades here and glide to traverse through Misty. Can be a very treacherous area.
Yeah. Thankfully, he does have 4 health, so he can take 1 spike hit, but it's not a comfortable scenario, to be sure, to be in Misty without great stats. And oh, there's a Sunstone Shard showing up for Halcyon on the cell above the Kuro cutscene. Interesting. I actually wonder if Galaxy got that and we missed it, because she was in the area, but maybe didn't. We'll grab that Water Vein Shard, head down to Glide now. Be interesting to see if Galaxy is going to do a more thorough check of Lower Grotto and find dash, or if it's just going to be get glide then go back to the left.
It would seem like a serious time investment to do it. And we have Hal heading for Sorrow here. I think this is also a very good play.
Yeah, dash makes this part a lot easier too, because you can kind of just zip over the spikes there like you did. If you just try to glide down, it's rough. This part is unfortunately pretty hard. He does have to do this shot bait that he's going for, because he can't just stomp into the spikes, since despite having health regen, he will just get 1 shot. Oh,
no.
Dies after getting it.
That was so well done.
Moose is nearly to the climb tree in Misty. I don't believe Misty had anything good for us other than, pain. But Galaxy with Glide is going to be going into Sorrow as well. See, Hal's still having a little bit of trouble with this movement. Galaxy has maybe even a harder time here without having dash, or aerial mobility is even worse, but this is still possible. And looks like she's going to be trying to go down here. This jump is ridiculous though, without double jump.
Yeah, it seems very, very, very hard. We'll see if they can pull it off.
Oh, I guess they actually have climb and bash grenades. So what you can do is you can climb on the wall here and then toss some grenades. That's the only way you can get over this next section, which is pretty obscure. You don't normally see this, but it looks like Galaxy trying to set up for it. For some reason, a lot of that wall is just not climbable. As you can see, you're just slipping down there. And that makes it like all you can do is toss a grenade or do a zombie Ori over that spike patch. But it looks like she's going to go back up and probably go around the same way that Tuin did, or just teleport to Valley and come up through Sorrow. That works too.
And that's one of the harder choices in Randomizer, is when you invest into doing something and midway through it you realize, oh, maybe I don't have the skills, the abilities to do this. But saying, okay, I tried, it didn't work out. I'm gonna go invest my time in something else. It's always like it's a really good choice to make, even though it's not always the easiest, especially in a race where time matters.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so Moose is going to be going for the grenade tree. Pretty much everybody's just hunting trees at this point. Since they're so close to the shards they need, just one shard of each for Divinity Death Gauntlet, and one Water Vein, 2 Sunstones for Slurp Squad, they want to find the one shard that they're looking for along the way, if possible.
Hell up in the right corner is doing something very cool. With dash and charge dash, he can kind of abuse the ability a little bit to dash through the laser, and he just nails it like it's the easiest trick in the world. And he's trying to use charge dash to get through the lasers on the left side as well. So taking a very unconventional route into Sorrow here.
Oh, I really like using the Tumbleweed to go in reverse here rather than doing the reverse laser skip. He tried it once and died to it. Gets the Valley Teleporter. I think that's pretty useless. But wait, did he just come? I don't know if he ever actually went to Feather. I don't think he did. So actually, the Valley Teleporter is not bad to have.
Yeah, and down in the right corner here, Moose found their second Sunstone Shard in the Lost Grove.
Oh, interesting. That seems like a place that Dr. Toon and Hal will probably check pretty soon.
It was the ability cell on the right side, so I'm not entirely sure because that's a pretty time-consuming and obscure pickup.
Okay, yeah, so that might be really good for Slurp Squad having that one shard. I'm trying to remember where the other one from Infinity Death Gauntlet was. We've got one of the same, and then
it was the ability cell above the Kuro cutscene.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's a hard place to go back to. When you think you've already cleared most of that area out, there's not much appealing in that place. Oh, Tuin just... Oh, never mind. That's the Sunstone Shard and Blackroot that everybody has. Tuin just hasn't done Blackroot yet.
I got excited there for a moment.
Yeah, I saw all this darkness. I was like, wait, is he in Misty? No, he's been in Blackroot for a little bit. I do like the choice to go back to Blackroot now, because Bash Grenade is really the key skill set that makes Blackroot as fast as possible, since you can just skip the final room. And, you know, they want to check trees, so the grenade tree is good. He can check the dash plant. He can do all sorts of good stuff with Blackroot. And you see him going straight down. Probably going to do the lever glitch here, so... Actually, no, he didn't take the death. He's going to just skip the lever glitch and go straight down to grenade. Not bad.
Yeah, so we'll see if he actually finds the Sunstone Shard here.
Yeah, if they get that, then it's just one Water Vein Shard left. And the search area for that Water Vein Shard is now fairly large, aka the entire game. He is checking over to the right here. It's a health cell. Will he go down or not? He will.
Oh yeah, they have the advantage of having found dash, which Team Slurp hasn't. So that's a few pickups that they have access to here. So it'll be interesting to see if that pays off.
Oh, Moose took actually a fairly rough death from the looks of it. He was all the way through this valley section and gliding down, and then was suddenly on the other side of the door back in the entrance. So he's going to have to retread some ground for a little bit here. Galaxy's exploring left Sorrow, Tuin going deeper into Blackroot, and Hal is going to do Valley entrance, despite the fact that he had Sorrow Teleporter. He wants access to these pickups here, which I believe they've never checked, because they just both have the Sorrow Teleporter.
Yeah. And I think that's like, because there are a few pickups there and they're easy to forget about. So it's a good choice to do now, for sure. We see Moose heading down here in Lower Valley. Could be that he's heading down towards Forlorn.
Yeah, it's fairly dense. They don't have any Gumon Seal Shard. They did see 2 shards earlier, but opted to keep neither of them. And
it looks like Tuin never checked the grenade pickup with the Sunstone Shard, because he has progressed further down into Oh no, never mind. He never
Yeah,
went to the light grenade
do the
tree
tree
yet.
yet, so maybe he'll go back. I don't expect that he would go all the way down to Lost Grove, but this is doubles, so yeah, he's just gonna go back up now.
Ooh, and Hal taking another death.
Not having double jump makes a lot of this stuff painful. Plus, you know, even if both teams manage to find all the shards they need, pretty much everybody is too short on health to actually do the final escape. Looks like Tuin has enough, and Moose just barely has enough, but Hal and Galaxy are both sitting on very low health counts still.
Yeah, Hal. I know. We know that Galaxy definitely have the health regeneration, and I would believe that. Yeah, Hal also. Because he's at 4.5 health or 3.5, so that does effectively give them 1 extra. But a 4 health or 5 health swim is still very, very difficult.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Hal does have 5. Maybe he's okay, but Galaxy definitely needs to find a health cell or clean water somewhere.
And we actually have Moose heading all the way down to Forlorn here.
And finds
finding.
a sun. Wow.
Yeah, these are some really, really interesting Sunstone Shard locations. None of them are like right on the path, but super far out of the way. So it'll be really interesting to see if that's the limiting factor in this race.
I wonder if Galaxy will probably put off going for that, because there's always the hope that you just find a Sunstone Shard in a far more convenient location. Looks like Galaxy did one key dupe there, just stocking up before going to the Ginso tree, since the dupe is much faster here in Sorrow. Hal is exploring the bottom of Valley right now, and will rocket jump up after checking the convenient pickup, so he's not going to find that shard that Moose did. Looks like it's time for Infinity Death Gauntlet to visit Misty, though they haven't seen any of this yet. Dr. 2 will find the Sunstone Shard next to Grenade, so they're good on the Sunstone now as well. It's a mad dash for that last Water Vein Shard for both teams.
Definitely. And explain to me again, there aren't only 3 shards on the map, is there?
Yeah, that's right. There are 5 shards, because the entire idea of the mode is to make it so you're not searching for one pickup amongst 200 pickups that are left floating around the world. And thus there's, duplicate copies. There's 5 shards total. You only need 3 of them to open it. So we've seen 4 of the Sunstone shards between our 2 teams, and each knows about 3 of them, so they're good on that. And they've both seen the same 2 Water Vein shards, but where the 3rd Water Vein shard is for either team is a mystery.
Definitely. And it seems to be that they're kind of running out of all the easy, fast to check pickups and have to go and find more creative places to check. And we're definitely seeing, or going to see a bit of a big split for them soon, I believe.
Yeah, I think... trying to think of what has been left behind. I do believe Sorrow is completely clear aside from the Sunstone itself, because it's horrible to go to the Sunstone. Blackroot has been checked up to the fight room, but Lost Grove, the very bottom of it, has not been checked. Horror Fields hasn't been seen. Koru itself hasn't been seen. Forlorn Ruins hasn't been seen, but we're really short on Gumon Seal Shards, especially for Slurp Squad, so that's not too likely. And we now see Galaxy going towards Blackroot. Oh yes, so Tuin and Galaxy, they never had a reason really to do Blackroot, so Galaxy will just be getting this out of the way now. And I really like this choice. When you get to this part of the race where there aren't really efficient things to do, you can just get your trees out of the way while your partner does the one like slightly not bad option, and you put off the really bad options for later.
Yeah, that seems to be a really smart play, because the final time is calculated as an average of both players finishing. So you can't just have one player that checks obscure pickups and never really finishes the game.
I want to note that Tuin has been having a little bit of a hard time breaking out of the Sorrow teleporter here. He knows what to do, but with low health has just not been able to take enough damage for it. So
and
he has the wall open now. Just has to get a nice... Ooh, almost.
And it looks like Hal is continuing into Misty.
Yeah, interesting call. I don't think Moose went down here. You'll often see this area skipped, but at least up to the 4th Keystone of Misty, pickups are fairly good density. There's a couple Keystones, a couple ability cells, but without double jump, it's really painful. The spikes do a lot of damage, doesn't have ultra defense. So taking a couple deaths, but is going to persist with it. And this is not bad because as long as Tuin can put off going to Misty, he'll know before he goes to the climb tree if there's any point in going further.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so Tuin has got this shot bashing down now on this attempt, has not taken damage yet, so will be able to take one hit crossing these spikes, and does take it because he went over the thing. Probably will save right away. Okay, so he's through. That part held him up for quite a while, but is now through. So Hal and Tuin are making good progress. Galaxy knocking trees out. Will probably do grenade after. Grab the Sunstone Shard that's there because it's never going to be more convenient. Moose is finishing up Sorrow right now. Probably going to end up at the charge jump tree, and maybe in keeping with how they played a bit earlier, where Galaxy was first to Valley entry and Moose was their second, Moose might actually go to the Sunstone. But actually, that's really annoying without charge jump.
Yeah. But it's still very doable. It's just a very costly decision.
Mm-hmm. We're soon going to be faced with decisions like, do we go to Horu, though? So, oh man.
Yeah. There are these places in the randomizer that you just put off for last, and they're very often Forlorn, Horu. And they've been incredibly thorough so far. Like, amongst them, they must have, like, plus 150 pickups checked.
Yeah, for sure. Hal has made it to the 4th keystone. There's one more experience orb that's convenient to check. And then there are 2 more pickups in Misty, which are horribly inconvenient. A grenade pickup before the mini-boss, and the mini-boss itself gets a Sunstone Shard, so that's number 5 has been found. He doesn't have to backtrack for the one Tuin got, I believe, in the light grenade area. But not a Water Vein Shard, and he is going to continue into Misty. Completely clear it.
All 5 Sunstone Shards have been found. And we're still missing an extra Water Vein. I can't remember if they found 2 different ones, but I don't think so.
No, it's the same ones. It was the 5th energy cell, the one at the bottom of the spider sack area, as well as a plant in swamp, for the 2 Water Vein Shards that showed up so far.
Right. It's interesting how we've seen 2 Gumon seals though. Maybe the Water Vein could be hiding down in Forlorn.
Yeah, it could. It could be in Horu too. And this is an unenviable decision. It's like, when do you send somebody to Horu without double jump? You have to suffer through that. Oh my gosh.
But Tuin and Hal definitely has a little bit of an advantage there because of Dash making the traversal up Horu with rocket jumps makes it a more enjoyable experience.
Yep. And I want to point some attention to this call by Tuin and Hal. Hal is nearing the end of Misty, and Tuin is just starting it. So the idea is Hal will be finished with these last 2 pickups by the time Tuin gets to the climb tree. If they're nothing, Tuin gets to leave at climb, and if there's something, they'll be in go mode because there's only one thing that they care about, the Water Vein Shard. And then, Tuin will finish Misty and they'll be off to the races. But will Moose and Galaxy be able to find a more...
And there's double jump.
What is that doing there? Oh my good lord.
That is a far away double jump.
Oh, and okay. Hal's not going to do the boss.
Yeah. It's going to be... I highly doubt that they would decide to send Tuin all the way to pick up that double jump, because it easily takes a few minutes to get all the way over there.
Yeah, I think he's just going to leave a climb for sure.
And it looks like Moose might be heading towards Horu, or at least Horu Fields.
I suppose there's a couple pickups in this area they haven't checked. Grabs a Mega Energy. Can't go into Ginso. I think they already cleared Swamp, unless he has the... He could buy Ultra Defense and go swimming in Swamp, but that seems a little crazy to me. Maybe there are a couple more pickups just in this area that they haven't checked. Maybe he is going to go buy Ultra Defense and swim in Swamp. Or no, wait, maybe he just hasn't done the Stomp Tree. Alright, everything makes sense again.
I don't think he's done the Stomp Tree. So yeah, Moose is actually heading towards Horu. I think
Oh
this
man.
is it's the better of the worst choices available currently. Um, but yeah, it's running Finn with available pickups.
Yeah, we're seeing Horu and Galaxy is in Lost Grove. Charge Jump is in Horu Fields. Oh my gosh, what is that doing there? It's almost as bad as the double jump location.
Yeah, this is definitely the rando seed of interesting pickup locations. But it does unlock grenade jumps for Team Slurp Squad here, so they have a potential to save a lot of time on the final escape.
Yeah, the thing is, where's the water main shard gonna be? You see how desperate everybody is. Like, Hell's finishing trees. Toon is checking the Glazer. Notoriously horrible pickup. And, I mean, I honestly would not be surprised to see how buy alter defense goes swimming if he has enough points for it, because that's just the state of the race right now. Although it does them no good if Tuin can't also afford it. Let's watch
Yeah,
Moose. He's gonna check these last couple pickups in Hornfields. Charge Jump was exciting. I would. They're really, really looking for that one water main shard though. And what's the last one gonna be? Nothing.
105 experience. Hell doing in the upper right corner here a very very hard D-bash chain, and he just does it.
Nice.
That was really impressive. And it's a swamp teleporter. No, giving them a lot right now. Galaxy
Alright.
actually made it all the way down to Lock Grove.
Okay, so this is the place to watch. Galaxy's about. Whoa! What? What? Halcyon got the last water vein shard. It was the grenade lock to pick up in swamp.
Oh. Yeah, and we see Tuin just dash towards that way. So they are ready to go.
Wow, nobody checked that the first time because they had such crap health. It was like not really feasible to go back there and get it. They would have had to sit there and save multiple times to heal up after a spike damage boost. And now the pressure is really on Moose and Galaxy to find a shard before Tuin and Hal just get to the end. They're in full tree rush mode. Tuin's heading for his shard. Hal's going for trees. Galaxy is experiencing the pain of double jumpless Lost Grove.
Yeah,
Able to get up now.
I almost really hope that they don't find the water vein shard down here, because even if they did, it would be very, very time consuming for Moose to go all the way down there and having to pick it up.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think Moose has done the Stomp Tree as well, so there's nothing to call him over to Swamp, but if he hasn't, then that could be pretty useful. Man, this stupid wall is so bad. Galaxy's actually going to back out of it there, so it doesn't get to check those 3 pickups in Lost Grove. Or not. It's going to reload the file.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough position to be in. And meanwhile, Tuin and Hal continuing their mad dash for trees. Tuin just needing to pick up the stomp pickup here. I think that's his final tree potentially. And Hal going for the finish here.
Yeah. Oh, Ginzo first, but that's basically the finish. This is... Okay, Moose is doing a grenade lock pickup next to spawn. Now, we did find, that one water vein shard, water and grenade lock. Here's another water grenade lock pickup, and it's just experience.
Yeah, they're definitely not being super lucky here, but there are still the 2 extra water vein shards that could be hiding somewhere. So maybe they'll run into that.
Yeah, the bad news, though, is that because that pickup was underwater, we know the Rando's logic requires clean water to actually even get that one water vein shard they found, even though it was not too deep under. So the other 2 could have that same requirement and be sitting in the bottom of swamp, which is a far worse swim.
Right. That is a really good observation.
As for where clean water is, well, Misty mini boss, Forlorn Ruins, who knows?
Horu could be anywhere at this point.
Okay, Moose is in the swamp now. It's just gonna check that one and turn around. That
Yeah,
grenade pickup
backed
by
up.
Stomp takes so long to get to.
He could have gone for the swim, but it's definitely still scary, especially like no matter how much HP you have, it is a really, really long swim. So I don't blame him for not going for it. There
Yeah,
are faster and easier pickups available.
he would absolutely need Ultra Defense. I'm not sure if he has enough ability points for it or not. Without it, it's just hopeless. You wouldn't even get halfway down. Galaxy's gonna go grab Charge Jump now. Hal's done with Ginso, probably done on trees, I believe. And Tuin will be following along shortly.
Yeah, and they're making quick work of Ginsu. It becomes something else entirely. This mini boss.
Oh man, Moose is in Lower Grotto is probably going to find a dash down here. Unfortunately, about 40 minutes
Yeah,
after
there it is.
Hal and Tuin found it.
I wonder if Galaxy is gonna go for it, or at this point they're just gonna be like, we just have to check different pickups. Speed is not a question here. It's just the diversity between the pickups.
Yeah, it barely even seems worth it to go back. But Galaxy is going to Altar before heading into Misty, so maybe, maybe like at this point you don't know if your opponents are heading to Horu already, or if you're going to now need to do Mount Horu to find your last Water Vein shard, right? So Dash can help a lot in that situation when they did not find double jump. So dashing around through some elemental rooms could be good.
I want to direct attention up here to Tuin because he didn't have enough keystones, so he's going to be doing a Ginsu Kidu, which is quite a hard one because you have to go really far away. It looks like he got the save, and now he's just he's looking to touch some spikes and get those keys duped.
Yeah, it's funny. He's having a hard time hitting the spikes because he doesn't have charge jump. He doesn't have double jump, so actually getting up there is tough. But knowing this dupe is very important. We've seen races lost, several of them in this tournament, just from not knowing this dupe. It's slow, but it's far, far better than having to back out against one come in later. So
yeah, definitely. And he made a really smart save anywhere, falling for the teleporter, so he wouldn't have to traverse through the spikes or anything.
Yeah,
very good choice there.
That's definitely a good way to do it. We see Hal on the final escape now. Just has to, blaze through this. The only skill that Hal is missing, I believe, is charge jump, because Hal was the lucky guy to grab double jump out of Misty. Nobody else is going to have that luxury, so Hal, I guess, gets the easiest final escape out of everybody.
Yep. And Tuin also heading towards Horror now, it seems. Meanwhile, Team Slurp Squad here still searching for that one Water Vein fragment. Or shard.
Yeah, that's right. Galaxy is going to do some Misty. Galaxy might continue in Misty after the first half because it's like desperation mode at this point. Moose is doing laser area. Like, you're definitely going to keep going, I think, in this case. So they might find double jump eventually, but, well, unless there's one on the Grotto or the Misty boss, then nothing else.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see one of them start swimming soon, because I think you're very right that we could very easily see the other fragments being underwater as well at this point.
That's for sure.
Even something like the grenade locked pickup in Valley Entry. It's like on the board now at this point in a randomizer.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's so painful.
Now almost finishing up here, he just has to hold right.
Yeah, Tuin will be going on to his dual warp and then final escape. Probably we'll be able to breathe a sigh of relief soon. The ends of these races are always unnerving because you have no idea where your opponents are. But the longer that Hal is done and they haven't seen any activity in the SRL from their opponents, the easier it is for him to have some breathing room, since it's average time that determines the winner in this. And looks like Moose he's already done Horu Fields. He's coming back up here, so this is the play for Water Vein and Horu. And man, they've checked everything else. This is what they have to do. Yeah, and I just hope there's one in here.
It's a tough choice, but I think it's the right one at this point. Hal finishing up with a 57-13. Very respectable for this this kind of seed. There was no like handouts. It was very, very tough.
Yeah.
Two and right on his heels.
I think if you wind this one back, if somebody had checked that, oh, Tuin's gonna be dead, yeah, he's just gonna drop into the fire because he didn't have enough health after taking 1 damage boost to make the swim. But if you wind it back to the swamp play, when people were going to check Stomp, they were there with Grenade, they could have checked that. I don't fault them at all for not doing it. I probably wouldn't have done it, because it's slow and out of logic, because water is not available and everybody had like 3 health, so how the heck would you even do it? But if somehow somebody had checked that, man, the seed would have been a lot faster.
Yeah, that was definitely a defining moment. But still, I'd really like to know where Clean Water was hiding.
Seriously. We do see that Galaxy is in Swamp. I don't know if she'll head to the right or... Oh, she's going back in. So this might be what they need. They might find it as Moose enters R1 momentarily. Tuin on the final escape still. Has full health, so should be okay on this swim, I believe. Does not have Ultra Defense, but I think has health for Gen, so he's able to do it with a 5 damage swim. Good job.
Hopefully he can avoid the rocks here, and he does it. Great.
Yeah, they don't have charge jump, so things are a little bit tougher for them in that respect, but Tuin's able to just kind of go sort of the intended way, doing some Kuro spawns, just getting into the safe areas, and is able to finish up. Galaxy beelining towards these last couple pickups in Swamp. Probably check the one to the top right. Oh, Galaxy actually has not done the Swamp Tree yet, so getting this, I hope we'll check this last Water Vein shard, and
Yeah.
we'll get a few checks in R1 from Moose at the same time.
I also really hope that Moose is not going to find a Water Vein shard in like the next 30 seconds, because that might mean that Galaxy just ults R out and leaves. He found a Water Vein shard in R1.
A Gumon seal in a Water Vein. Oh no!
Oh no, it actually happened. That's the caster's curse for you right there.
Yeah, and it's the right decision too, because what's the chance of that grenade pickup being a Water Vein shard? It's like 2% or something like that. Oh wow.
That is so unfortunate.
And the funny thing too is he found the Gumon seal shard, which is the 3rd Gumon seal shard we've seen overall. So like Forlorn and Water Ginso were kind of gated by Horu, and now Galaxy as well has to go down to the bottom of Valley because that's the 3rd Sunstone shard they know about is just outside Forlorn. That's a trip.
That is just brutal. Yeah, this is what the randomizer does once in a while. It just takes you for a field trip around the entire of Meeple, which is awesome from a spectator's point of view, because we get to see all the cool stuff that is in this game. But from a runner's perspective, it can be very, very scary.
Yeah.
You have to go to these weird places all of a sudden.
So Galaxy has that Sunstone shard. We'll now have to do Horu up to R1 to find that Water Vein shard. An unenviable position, but man, what a rude seed overall. We don't even know where the last Water Vein shard was.
Definitely. And it's like, it wasn't even like, it wasn't the runner's mistake here that the race went either way. It was simply just like crazy pickups. I think Tuin and Hal played it really well and was very methodical, but you could definitely say the same about Galaxy and Moose.
Yeah, because there's a couple areas that each team was more thorough than the other in. Tuin and Hal, they never checked Horu Fields, they never checked Lost Grove. Galaxy and Moose did not make it to the second half of Misty at any time. So, you know, they both made good plays, and then that find on the grenade, like the Stomp Tree to the grenade pickup play, if Galaxy and Moose had just made that a little bit earlier, like maybe instead of Galaxy going to Lost Grove, if she had said, okay, let's clear the tree and maybe check convenient pickups along the way, could have been a different story, but, you know, once, like, when you're looking for the last shard, you want to, a lot of the time, help your partner search rather than just rushing trees if there's not much to check, and there was only, like, 1 pickup there to check, so you can't really say anything about it. Now Galaxy has to go through Horu as well. Has charge jump, which is good, but no double jump, which is painful.
And the unfortunate thing as well isn't that it isn't a Sunstone shard, it's a Water Vein shard, so they're gonna have to alt R out and go all the way back to Ginso.
Yeah. At least it had the decency to be an R1 rather than, you know, having to do multiple horror rooms. That's just the worst.
Definitely. And yeah, we see Moose heading back to horror for the second time, but this time to finish the game. And he has, I think he has, no, they don't have all the, they're missing double jump, but with the rest of their artillery, it's not that important.
Yeah. Note that if you watch the R1 cutscene, that actually destroys the ground outside Horu, so Moose got to jump over the lava field there, and is now going on to Door Warp. This Galaxy is watching the ground outside Horu get destroyed. Nice Door Warp from Moose, just has to do the final escape. As you said, I believe Galaxy and Moose are synced on skills. Neither of them have double jump, but they both do have charge jump, so shouldn't be too bad in this final escape. The only scary thing is maybe dipping into the fire in the elemental room. You can take a hit there.
Yeah, man, it's so unfortunate with the, like, leaving that shard. Oof. A little bit of a death. Luckily, you get saved outside of the door of R1, though.
Yeah. There it is for Galaxy momentarily. The Water Vein Shard in R1.
Yeah,
Man.
They're gonna be, yeah, they're gonna be making a mad dash for the bash tree, not stopping for anything, I believe, and just it's just gonna be the beeline from here. Swim is no problem for Moose. Ultra defense, lots of health, breezes right through it, skipping the Kuro cutscene.
Yeah, be able to sneak up around there, be able to jump up the wall and bash to victory. I guess actually Moose could grenade jump if he wants to, and it is setting up for it. Did not get the inputs the first time, but the position was certainly good. Just going for this. This jumps over half of the final cutscene. That one looked a little low, so I'm kind of glad that that missed because that might have soft blocked. But now gets
there
it.
It is. Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, nothing like a frame perfect trick to end a run on. Always makes it a little more exciting.
Yeah, you never know. Alright, so Galaxy going up through Genzo. Not having double jump makes this a little annoying, but whoa, geez, those are spikes.
It should have enough keystones. They are overflowing in resources at this point. Still fairly low on HP, actually. Only having 5, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like 5. That is doable for the swim, even without Ultra Defense, because they do have health regen. So they even have some leeway. A 4 damage swim is about the minimum possible with Bash and Stomp. But with health regen, they could take 5 hits. Also, you know, if they do have Ultra Defense, then that makes it a lot easier. But I'm not sure if they got enough ability points for that.
Yeah, and that's an easy trap with doubles. I could imagine that if you have a doubles partner that is a little bit further ahead, you might end up skipping a lot of essential pickups that you don't actually think about being essential, like health and energy and keystones and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've seen more than one doubles match this tournament where everybody gets to the final escape and then nobody has Ultra Defense and nobody can do it. Right, so Galaxy at the Bash Tree door right now. Be able to dash in here quickly, grab that tree, and then go on to the final escape. That journey at the end, you know, once they were in go mode and Moose basically just had to do Ginso and finish, but Galaxy still had to run to Forlorn, run to the top of Horu, and then run to the Bash Tree is that'll just happen sometimes. It's not like it's bad routing to get yourself to that situation. It's just that's how it will go. You may finish close to each other, or you might get this.
They played according to the information they had and did it as quickly as possible. You can't really blame anyone for doing that.
The nice thing actually is Galaxy has the Horu Fields teleporter. I can't remember if she picked that up after coming here for charge jump in the first place or on the visit to Horu to get the Water Vein shard, but that speeds up the traversal here quite a bit. If you're going to get multiple uses out of it, why not?
Yeah, it's a good little quick choice to make. Definitely saves a little bit of time. So how many door warps attempts do you think we're gonna see?
First try, for sure.
First try, I believe. I didn't
Alright.
see anything.
We
Sure.
might have jinxed it.
the good old caster's curse.
Yeah. This isn't the easiest trick to do. You have to press up to enter the door on the first frame the file loads. You can't, buffer or anything. You just have to time it off of your save's load. So is able to get in there. I think that was third or fourth door warp. I was really trying my best to count, but it's impossible. And now going in and out of the door is that's something you do when you're trying to charge a charge jump on the other side on the keyboard. The bind for charge and enter door is the same, so
yeah, it can mess you up a little bit, but gets it finally and gets ready for the final escape here.
yeah. The same skills as Moose for this, but not nearly as much health. If Galaxy takes a hit anywhere, she'll pretty much just be dead. And yeah, it eats a boulder, opts to drop into the lava because she doesn't have enough health for the swim in that situation. Is actually gonna maybe is gonna reload to outside the door and then level up some ultra defense action. Or
Going back to look for some more health, I think.
Yeah, that could be it.
So again, we've seen that from Galaxy multiple times, like making that tough decision that okay, this is very challenging because I'm lacking the resources or abilities. I'm gonna take the decision to just go and pick up the stuff I need to be able to do it faster instead of banging your head against the problem. I think that's a good mentality to have in rando often, because you can easily end up getting stuck trying to do something for 20 minutes and then you could have picked something up instead.
Yeah, and it's definitely like it's a hard call to make, and as you say, it's nice that they can make it so quickly because it's like, well, you really feel committed to something once you've gone to it, but if you can't do it and you're just gonna die, then this is way better.
It can quickly become a pride question.
Might even know where there are some maybe ability cells or health cells. I don't know what their ability tree looks like right now, but if they're able to get ultra defense, that would solve all problems because that makes the swim take 2 life instead of 4. So
yeah, it essentially halves any incoming damage except instant kills. So it's a very comfortable thing to pick up. But I can't for the life of me remember if there was any health cells in here. We've seen so many pickups in this intense race that it's impossible to keep up. And there was one.
Oh, and a mega health. Oh my gosh.
It went from slightly better to smooth ride.
I wonder if that was just actual searching, or if Moose, who had checked that earlier, remembered somehow an hour later that there was a mega health there.
Yeah. From what I've understood, some teams do like choose to write down certain pickups. And I guess it'll be different from team to team what they deem could be a valuable pickup. Because you can definitely do some smart things with a mega health, like if you had to do the swamp swim or something.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually really interesting as well in doubles. Like when you're playing solo, you find mega healths and you're like, okay, whatever, this is just temporary for now. But in doubles, there are 3 mega healths in the game. You could make a note of where each player maybe found one, and then purposefully avoid that pickup with your other player. And then if you have a low resource escape on your hands, you just go switch, take each other's mega healths, and then suddenly you're fine because there's no way that you won't have enough health with a +5 max.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty solid strategy there. And gets the door warp second try this time around. Getting better at it as the game progresses.
Nice.
And the mega energy, does that persist if Galaxy takes a death here?
It will. You do get
Oh, it will?
saved properly over your max health. So you'll see, fell into the lava there, but still has all of that.
Awesome. Having a bit of trouble there, but sure, this is going to be the attempt.
Yeah. I believe Galaxy can still only afford one hit from the fire in the elemental room, but with Bash, it's not necessary that she'll take any damage. It can be annoying without double jump, as you see sinking close to the fire, but is able to grab the Bash on the shot in time. Now is basically a-okay to float towards the water. Ooh, okay, that was a little hot, but doesn't actually take damage there, and we'll be able to bash through.
Getting a little crisp on the hooves there. Gonna skip the horror trigger, the horror trigger, and just have a breeze sailing up the final room here. Who gets the hold right now?
Yeah,
Opting
GG.
out of the grenade jump. So we get to see a little more of this great cutscene, emotional moment.
Yeah, I think the grenade jump is definitely a trick you kind of take for granted for anybody who runs all skills in this game. But when you haven't practiced those inputs, or you haven't, practiced that position to make sure you're not going to soft lock, that trick is a gigantic risk for just 30 seconds, which doesn't seem
Definitely.
like much in a rando.
Yeah, it's not something you're just gonna sit down and have explained to you through Discord or anything and then do it first try. It takes a little bit of practice.
Yeah, that's true. So Galaxy just now has to hold right for the win. With this, Dr. Tuin and Howl will be 1-1 in the Swiss going into week 3. Galaxy and Moose unfortunately falling to 0-2, but I think they still, put on a good show here, and I'm expecting that they're going to be taking their next match. I just have that feeling, like they've been so close, just missing one water vein shard on this one.
Yep.
And yeah, next time, gotta look out.
I definitely enjoyed the race today. It was very close up until that water vein find. That was just in a ridiculous place, and they played it really well, thorough, methodical. Got like good teamwork as well. That's a really nice thing to see.
Yep, that'll be the finish time. So the averages, pretty far apart. I don't think the average difference relates how close the race was, because Galaxy's time would have been like, I don't know, 5 minutes faster if she'd been slightly quicker to check that water vein pickup and not had to go all the way up Horru, but that's how it'll go.
Yeah, and we have Dr. Tuin and Halcyon joining us here for a little chat about the race. So how do you, GG, and how do you feel after the seed?
I don't know if you're. It went pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, I think we communicated really well, and it yeah, I don't know, it just went pretty smoothly. I think we had a good batch of skills at the beginning to get movement going really well, and I feel like Jay and I split for pickups pretty nicely.
Definitely. Yeah, Sigma, do you have anything on your heart?
Yeah, sure. So talk me through a few of the pickups in that seed. I guess we'll go with the last water vein shard, which was quite the hunt. What were you thinking, going through that hunt for it? Like, were you worried that maybe they found it somewhere easy first, or did you just like feel a sigh of relief when you finally got it?
Well, I mean, I was the one who found it, so I'll field that one. Tuin had found the first two in pretty easy spots, and we got all three. We got 4 sunstone shards in pretty easy spots. I mean, the late misty one was a little bit odd, but when I was going for Stomp Tree, I was like, I've got enough ability points to take Ultra Defense. I've got a ton of health. I'm just gonna go swimming. I'm gonna full clear this area, and we were both in looking for shards mode at that point anyway, and I happened to find it on one of the first pickups I tried, which was great.
Yeah, that definitely turned out to be a valuable choice. So in a seed like this where you pick up like a ton of pickups, you basically cleared most of the map except the worst places. How do you guys keep track of where all the valuable stuff is? Is it just pure communication? Do you write stuff down?
Uh,
Oh,
we both literally have pad and paper with a pencil next to us at our desks, and we're just shouting across the room at each other.
Right, you're in the same place. Do you think
Yep.
that gives you a little bit of an edge there in
I
the
think so.
communication?
Yeah, I think so. It's really easy to talk without moving around or anything, or looking at like maybe an Excel spreadsheet. Additionally, when the tournament nerves get to you, which happened to me once in this tournament when I found a Sunstone shard, I believe, I just started stammering, and I was like, it's because I'm newer, so I don't have all the locations quite memorized to cite a name and place. And so Jay was able to just turn his chair and be like, "Okay, I got it."
Yeah,
Right,
that was a huge advantage there.
That's pretty interesting when you can just look at the other person's screen.
Hmm.
All right, I have a few funny skill pickups to ask. So first, for Jay, double jump at the end of Misty. I suppose my question about this one is, did that make you decide to like leave, or was your intention always to just not do the mini boss?
I kind of had the feeling that carrying Atsu's torch was just going to be a pain, and it was going to take longer than it was worth. So it was kind of a, oh, that's not what I was looking for, but it was really nice to find kind of thing. And I called it out to Tuin, and he just said, "I'm not going in for that."
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I think that Atsu's torch, it doesn't even make people's list of worst pickups because you never get it. It's just the worst. So I can't blame you for backing out of there. And now for Tuin, when you got wall jump, you were trying to set up the micro ledge climb momentum crap thing, and then you got
Yes.
wall jump right after. How'd that feel?
I just thought it was funny. I approached up with climb, expecting climb to be my only wall interaction for a while, and so I figured, all right, I'm gonna give myself 3 attempts at it because I've gotten it like twice, and so I figured maybe, and if you don't get it, stop wasting your time, get the other one, and then it was wall jump, and I just couldn't help but chuckle and tell Jay about it so that Jay would waste less time there.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Right, so going into 1-1, is there any doubles teams that you have your eyes on?
I don't think either of us have looked at the bracket as to who's at 1-1 yet. Obviously, if I had the chance to run into like That Is Still Faster or Muffin's team, I'd be worried about that. I mean, I wouldn't be super happy to like have a rematch with Didu and F because they're really solid players, and yeah, it was close, but I don't feel like we need to redo that.
That would be a great rematch though, because you guys.
It would be a lot of
close to taking
fun. It would definitely be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can't even find the bracket right now.
Yeah, I personally just take it one match at a time. We'll find out who we get when we get them, and then we can go watch their past matches. But really, this is a very individual, or in this case, team individual game. We can't push on them and affect how they play. We can only push how we play and get better at how we do this. So we'll just keep practicing.
I think that's a very good perspective to have.
All right, so GG guys, congrats on the win, and best of luck with your match next week, as well as your singles matches. We'll be looking out for those in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll be wrapping up here for just now, but we're going to be on Speed Gaming 3 for quite a while yet. Coming up in about 35 minutes, there's the much anticipated Terra versus Raziel singles match in 1-0 of Swiss, followed by Rebel and J-Hobbs versus Fluffy and Mad in doubles. Later tonight we have some more matches, but for now, we'll be signing off. Thanks for watching.